All right, fractions are a mess. They are not a mess, Lorena. We're going to go over them. We're going to learn some skills today. We got this, guys. Positive thoughts, positive vibes out there, positive thoughts. Let's get going. Okay, so we're going to start nice and easy. We're going to talk about writing a fraction in its simplest form. Now, in grade 8, okay, I know some of your schools, before you send me loads of messages in the chat, okay, I know at some of your schools, all right, that you are not allowed to use calculators yet, okay? I remember that I once did extra lessons at a school. I think it was in Ananda where I was teaching extra lessons, and they were saying to me, ma'am, we aren't allowed to use calculators in grade 8 or grade 9. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. I don't know, my students wouldn't be able to survive without calculators, but students do it. They're able to, okay? So if if you are one of those students who aren't allowed to use their calculator, then guys, we're going to do calculations today with our calculators. Don't stress. But what I can tell you is that your new fancy calculators that they might have made you buy, you know, those ones that they made you buy this year, those like fancy scientific calculators. If you've got one, you can hold it up to the camera for me, okay? If you did get one of those, all right? Okay, those, all right, are the best. Okay, there we go. There we go. We got some pictures of them, okay? Those are the best. They do fractions for you. Yes, those ones. Okay, so those are going to help you with your fractions. A lot of you who are allowed to use calculators, okay? Thank goodness, yay, we've got calculators now. Calculators help us with fractions. Yay, okay. Those of us who aren't allowed to use calculators yet, okay, guys, it's okay because there are skills that you can learn to get around it. All right. I see Jenna is saying that she can't hear. Guys, remember, if you can't hear, try logging in, try logging out and back into the call again. That might help. Otherwise, get hold of the help desk. Okay. All right. Okay, so always my suggestion, log out, log back in again, or get hold of the help desk and the help desk will help you. Okay, so to write a fraction in its simplest form is to divide the numerator. Okay, what does numerator mean? Numerator means it goes on the top, hey? Okay, numerator goes on the top, and the denominator by common factors until the only common factor left is 1. So Lorena's asking me a good question. Ma'am, what if there is a remainder? Okay, Lorena, excellent question. What if there is a remainder? So when we're talking about writing a fraction in its simplest form, we're looking, okay, at bringing our fraction down so that there isn't any remainders. Let's go have a look at what we mean by that. Okay, so we don't want any remainders. All right, let's go have a look at what that means. Okay. So if we want to change 10 over 20, so let's say we have a fraction and it's 10 over 20, okay? And we want to change it into a half, all right? We want to change 10 over 20 into a half, all right? Well, then we're going to ask ourselves, what goes into 10 and what goes into 20? While you're thinking about that, Amishle, do you have a question for me or are you going to help me out on how to do this?
I want to help you out then.
Talk to me. Amishle, what goes into 10 and what goes into 20? What goes into both?
5 then.
5 goes into both. I like it. Exactly, Amishle. 5 goes into both. And Amishle, don't you agree with me that a little while ago we were doing like highest common factor and we were doing like prime numbers and all those things, hey, weren't we?
Yes, ma'am.
And isn't this very similar to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I right? It is very similar, hey? So, Amishle, sometimes what happens in maths, okay? I like it, Lorena, basically highest common factor. Exactly. Amishle, you know what happens sometimes in maths, just because you and I are talking. Sometimes we forget that a lot of our topics that we learn actually connect to each other. So things like highest common factor, all right, and simplifying fractions are actually very similar, is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we're looking for the highest common factor between 10 and 20, hey?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
well done, Amishle. I like it. Thank you. All right. And well done, Lorona. You are right. We are looking for the highest common factor between 10 and 20. So Lorona is absolutely right. It is 5 is one of the factors of 10 and 20. Okay. Do you agree that 2 is also a factor of 10 and 20? All right. What is the highest common factor of 10 and 20? I like what Azande is saying to me. Okay. It's actually 10. Hey, because 2 times 5 gives you, it gives you 10. Another way to do it is to say to yourself, the way I used to like to do it when I was at school, is when I get fractions and they're over each other like that, all right? And when I've got zeros, you guys see the zeros, okay? I always used to like to look for the zeros first. That was my favorite, okay? I like to play like the cross-out game. That's, I don't know, it's still in my head now. So if I've got zeros, that's always my go-to. I see a 0 on the top, cross it out with the 0 on the bottom. And what am I left with, guys? I'm left with 1/2. So that's always my go-to when I do it. I cross out the zeros. I play the 0 game. So that's one way to do it. Or you can do it Amishle's way, where you can go and divide it by 5 first. So I'm going to do it that way quickly, do the exact way that Amishle showed us how to do it. So I'm going to divide into both. I'm going to go say 10 divided by 5 and 20 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 gives me 2. 20 divided by 5 gives me 4. And then I'm going to see, hold on, I can make it smaller. What goes into 2 and 4? Amishle, I'm coming back to you because your hand's up. Oh, she's gone. Amishle, talk to me again. Your hand went down so quick. What goes into 2 and 4? Can I make it a bit smaller?
Yes, ma'am.
What can I put into there?
2 can go into itself once, and it can go
Good.
into 4 2 times.
Good. So my final answer is 1/2. Hey? Thanks, Amishle. All right. So guys, whichever way you're more comfortable with is the way that you need to do fractions. All right. As long as you do it mathematically, you're all good. Itandile, talk to me.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon. Oh, so formal today. I love it. Good afternoon, Itandile. How can I help you today, my love?
Ma'am, I was actually asking myself, ma'am, since it's like using the highest common factor to do this, right?
Yeah.
Is crossing out gonna work sometimes, or is only gonna work out when you have zeros?
So it works out when you've got zeros, because that's like you can cross, you know what I mean? You can cross out the zeros. That's cool.
Yes, ma'am.
It works out like if you're doing the divide method, like if you know straight away what goes into like 10 and 20, if you know what the highest common factors is, then crossing out works. Otherwise, showing you're working with the divides actually is a good way to do it as well. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
It really is all depend. Oh, Tandile, you could do it. You know the way that the method we used when we found highest common factor. And for those students who maybe weren't with us when we did it, they could go back to YouTube and they could find those videos on how we did highest common factor, because that's also a really good method to use. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because that's a nice method. There, you're not going to make any mistakes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Whatever
you.
way you want to do it, Tandile, all good.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. Amishle, talk to me.
Ma'am. So
Yes.
at school, we were told like when, for example, like if there's 2/4 multiplied by 3/4, we should cancel out the 2 fours and then times the 2 numerators. So
Cross
like multiply,
cancelling. Next section that we're doing. Exactly.
multiply across, and then if there isn't anything else you can multiply across, then you multiply the 2 numerators together.
We're going to do that now. Next section. Promise. Forthcoming attraction. Listen to you. Already jumping ahead. Well done. Okay. We got it. We're going to do it next. Cool. Well done. Okay, guys. Let's go have a look at what Amishle is talking about. Let's go have a look. Okay. So first, we're going to start off here with a little bit more simplification, and then we're going to jump into our multiplication. So I want you guys to go have a look at this. I've got some simplification ones there for you. I've gone and done one with you, all right, where we did 10 over 20, okay? I've got some there over for you. So you've got 18 divided by 9 gives me what? 27 divided by 9 gave me 3. 64 divided by 8 gives me what? 72 divided by 8 gives me what? Number 3, 50 divided by what gives me 5. 70 divided by, what should I divide it by? To give me what? Go have a try. Go have a try and see. Try those 4 for me. Go see how you go. I'm giving you 4 minutes. Oh, I got hands up already. Hands up. Yo. Yo, those hands are up quick. Yo, my goodness. Yo. Umar, well done. Working out in your head. I like it. Lorena, nothing wrong with a little bit of long division. You know me, I like my long division. Okay, you've got 2 more minutes left, guys. 2 more minutes. I really need to get a countdown down music here in our class. Dun, 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 dun. Ma, you're giving everyone the answers. Just send them to me, rather. There we go. Thanks, Umar. Rather send them to me. That's it. No spoilers. I like it, Lorena. Oh, Lego also sending me some answers. Well done, guys. 1 more minute, guys. 1 more minute. Nice, Umar. Well done. Okay, so while you're busy doing that and you're on your 1 minute for 30 seconds, I'm going to give you an example by what I meant just now about the easy questions and getting all the easy ones right. So if I was looking at a test, okay, if I was looking at a test, questions like this one would be my nice easy ones. Questions like this one would be like my easy ones, but still with something you had to work out. Questions like these ones would be my more challenging questions, okay? So a little bit more challenging, all right? And questions like this one would be those questions, you know, when you guys come out of the test and you guys are like, ma'am, you never even ever taught us that. There was stuff in the test that you never taught us. I've never seen it. That's the kind of question that one is. So that's like a harder one. Nope, ma'am never uses the word hard, hey? That's the most challenging one, number 4. Okay. Oh, Brie, you know it. You've seen questions like that before, hey? Yeah. Okay. All right. So Itandile had her hand up first. So I'm going to ask Itandile. Itandile, hi.
Hi, ma'am.
What question are you starting with? You tell me.
2.1.4.
You're going to do the hardest one. Now, Umar messaged me and said, ma'am, can I do one of the harder ones, please? So you're going to do 2.1.4, and then And Mars gonna go next. So you had your hand up first. So let's go. 2.1.4. Explain it to me nicely how you did it.
So, ma'am, I went on my calculator
Mhm.
and I used the method that she told us when you find the factors of 36. So I went
Nice.
on my calculator and then I said, I found the factors and then I said 36 divided by 12, which gave me
Good.
3.
Good. So
So,
36 divided by 12. Good. Nice.
yes, ma'am.
Cool.
And for the top one, ma'am, how I did it was when I said, what did I say? I said basically our divider was going to be 12. So I said
Good.
12 times 2, which gave me 24. Then I said
Oh.
24 divided by 12, which gave me 2.
Nice, Intandile. I like it because you knew that you had to divide by 12, hey? Because whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top, like you said, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. So you knew it had to be 12 and 12. And then exactly like you said, you did the opposite, hey? So you said 2 times 12 gave you 24. I love
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
Well done. I love your method. Okay, I love your work. Well done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, before I ask Umar, all right, I'm gonna answer this question. Okay, isn't hard and challenging the same thing? Now, if I had to ask you to explain to me, if I had to throw this book at you, okay, I've got a book in my hand. If I was in class and I threw a book at your head, you would tell me, ma'am, that book was hard, hey? Yes? All right? A book is hard. The desk is hard. If you hit your head on the door, it is hard. That is hard, guys. Maths is not hard. All right? Maths is challenging. If you tell yourself that maths is hard, what's going to happen? You're going to put a block in your head against maths, right? You must not tell yourself that maths is hard, okay? Every time you catch yourself telling yourself maths is hard, no, stop. Maths is not hard. What is maths? Maths is challenging. It's a challenge because what's a challenge? A challenge is just something that you've got to overcome, okay? All right, so maths is not hard. Don't tell yourself maths is hard, okay? All right, Umar, let's go to you. Hi, Umar.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Finding you.
I'm good.
Can I guess? Are we doing number 3 together?
Yes.
Right, let's go, Umar. Number 3. What did you do?
So 50 divided by 5 is 10.
So you said
So
to yourself, what did you say to yourself?
50 divided by 5.
Good. So you did like the opposite. You kind of said like 50 divided by what gives you 5. It was 10, hey, like you said. Nice. Well done. Ooh,
And then 70 divided by 10 is 7.
good. Why are we dividing by 10 as well on the bottom?
Because you can get the same, like, you can get a simpler form.
Good. Nice. The simplest form tells us whatever we do to the top, we must do to the bottom. Whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top, hey? Good. Carry on.
So 70 divided by 10 is 7.
Well done. Nice. Umar, was that one so challenging or not really?
I felt all the questions were easy.
Nice. Well done, Umar. I like it. Good. Well done. Thanks, Umar. All right. Let's go. Azande. Hi, Azande. Azande, are you with me? Please tell me your microphone's working properly today. Okay, maybe Azande, we're going to chat to you later because it doesn't seem like your microphone's working. All right, moving on. Lorona. Hi, Lorona.
Hello, ma'am.
All right, Lorona, talk to me. Number 1 or number 2? Which one are we doing together?
Number 2.
Number 2. Right, let's go, Lorona. 64 divided by 8. What do you get?
Number 8.
64 divided by 8 is the number 8. Good, well done. 72 divided by 8?
9.
Well done. So you got 8 over 9. Whatever you do to the top, you must do to the bottom, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Well done, Lorena. Thank you. Right, and let's go with Bree. Hi, Bree.
Hi, ma'am.
Bree, talk to me. We're doing number 1 together, you and me. Let's go.
Yeah, so for number 2.1.1, I did 18 divided by 9, which gave me 2.
2. Well done. You got the easiest one. Well done. Thanks, Bree.
You're welcome.
All right. Azande, I'm sorry your mic's not working. It always comes back at the end. So I'm sure towards the end of class, we'll be able to speak to you. Don't stress. Okay, guys. So we have simplified. Now, guess what we're going to do? Now we're going to practice multiplying a fraction by a whole number. Okay. There is a absolute trick to this. All right. And Amishle actually introduced us to it earlier on, okay? Amishle actually introduced us to it a little bit earlier on. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean, and then I'm going to give you some to try by yourself, and then we're going to move on to timesing fractions by fractions. So let's have a look. The first one says 1 over 2 times 12. Now, that one's pretty easy. 1 over 2 is a half, and a half times 12, that one's pretty easy. Hey, a half times 12 is 6. However, let's go work that out mathematically. So, okay, so I've got a half, 1 over 2, a half, times by 12. Now, guys, in maths, all right, in maths, okay, technically, everything is actually, just like Christian says, over 1. Because what does over actually mean? What does over actually mean? Over actually means divide, hey? That's what over actually means. Over, well done, Lorona, well done, Bree. Over, when I'm saying over, so if I say 1 over 2, what does 1 over 2 actually mean? It means 1 divided by 2. Okay. So if I had the number just 12 by itself, what does 12 actually mean? 12 actually means 12 divided by 1. Because if I divide anything by 1, if I divide 12 by 1, it's going to give me 12. If I divide 100 by 1, it's going to give me 100. If I divide negative 17,000 by 1, it's going to give me negative 17,000. Dividing something by 1 really means nothing, all right? But what it does do is it allows us to make this into a fraction. So instead of just having 12, I can take 12 and I can say 12 over 1. So when you see your teachers do it on the board, when they just say they've got 12 and then all of a sudden it becomes 12 over 1 and you're like, whoa, where all of a sudden did that 1 come from? Now you know, okay? Anything divided by 1 is itself, all right? So that's why I can make 12 into 12 over 1. All right, now, earlier on, Amishle said it for us, and she said it beautifully, okay? She said, we've got this thing that they learned in class called cross multiplication, okay? So there is a fancy way to do it, and I am going to do the fancy way afterwards, but first I'm going to show you the easier way very quickly. First, I'm going to say to you, if I'm multiplying fractions, if I'm multiplying, I don't care what's going on with the numerators and the denominators at first, okay? The fancy one is complicated, I agree, Christian. So I'm going to start with the easy way quickly. When I'm multiplying fractions, I don't care about the numerators, the denominator. I don't care about finding a common denominator. I don't care about any of that stuff, okay? If I'm multiplying, I'm multiplying, all right? Whatever is on the top, I'm going to multiply by each other. Whatever's on the bottom. So 1 times 12 gives me 12. 2 times 1 gives me 2. Okay? What did we say earlier on? What does over actually mean, guys? What does over actually mean? Tell me again in the chat. What does over actually mean? It means divide, exactly. So 12 divided by 2 will give me 6. Done. Nice and easy. Okay. So that's the easy, simple, straightforward way to do it. All right. Okay. Now, okay, nice and easy, straightforward, done. Let's have a look at this other way. Okay, so exactly the same sun. Initially, I promise, I see your hand. I'm going to answer you now. Promise, promise, promise. Okay, exactly the same sun. Exactly the same sun. 1 over 2 times by 12 over 1. All right. The other way to do it is that you can simplify the fractions before you multiply them together. And the way that you do that is as follows. Okay? You do this thing called cross cancelling. And the reason why some people find it really confusing, I don't blame you, is because doing it in multiplication, cool, we get it, we sort it out, we learn about it, and then we move on to adding, and we like, well, why can't we do it in adding? And then we move on to subtract, and we're like, well, why can't we do it there? Because there's all of a sudden there's special. So I don't blame you for getting confused, because you're like, ma'am, why does it work for one thing, but it doesn't work for other things? That's just the way maths is, unfortunately. Okay, so when we're multiplying, we can do this thing called cross-canceling. And it makes our lives, for some people, it makes it easier. For some people, it confuses them. And that's why there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. That way worked. There was nothing wrong with it. It was easy. It was quick. There was nothing wrong with it. If that makes sense to you, that makes sense. Use that method. I've told you before, whatever method works for you guys, you must use. Okay, so cross-canceling. Let's go see what it does. It's exactly what it says. It's crossing. It's cross-canceling. Okay, so when we cross-cancel, we're saying what goes into the number 2 and also goes in to the number 12. Okay, what goes into the number 2 and also goes into the number 12? So you guys know what goes into 2 and 12. 2 goes into both, hey? So I can cross out 2. 2 goes into 2. I'm going to say 2 divided by 2 gives me 1. All right. Do you agree that I can also say 12 divided by 2? 12 divided by 2 gives you 6, hey? So at the moment, I'm left with this. I've got 1 over 1 times by, and then I was left with 6 over 1. And so now what happens? 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. So my final answer is 6. Are my answers the same? My answers are exactly the same. Okay, Bree's asking me, how do we get to the cancelling part? Bree, I'll do another example and we can have a look. Okay, all right. How do we get to the cancelling? We'll do another example just so you can see the cancelling part. All right, Amishle, talk to me. What's your question, my love?
Ma'am, I forgot to mention something about the cross cancelling.
Talk to me.
So, like, let's say you have a 1, a 2 over 3, and then you have a, yes, like what you just wrote now. So, ma'am, I just have a question. What if, like, since the 2 3s cancel out, and also the number 2 is also cancel out, does that mean the answer is just gonna be 1? Like,
So remember, it's got to, if it's like this, like that. 2 over 3 times 2 over 3, like this.
yes, ma'am.
Remember, it's got to, what was the first word? It wasn't just cancelling. What was the first word? It was cross-cancelling. So they've got to, like this one and that one have got to cancel out. It's got to cross-cancel. Can 2 and 3, can they cross-cancel each other? No, hey? So they can't actually cancel out in this case. So we actually can't do any cross-canceling in this case. So what we would do is we would go back to my method that I showed you first, where we said 2 times 2 gives me 4, and 3 times 3 gives me 9. And that would be the answer.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, no problem. Okay. All right, guys, let's do the next one. So it was 2/3 times by 24. 24 over what? 24 over what, guys? 24 over 1, hey? 24 over 1, good. 24 over 1, good. All right, so again, you can use my other method or you can use cross-canceling. Let's go with my first method first. So you know what 2 times 24 is. That's a nice easy one. What's 2 times 24? Tell me in the chat. What's 2 times 24, guys? Ooh, be careful, Umar, too quick. What's 2 times 24? That's it. Much better. Thank you. 48, 48. Good. Well done, guys. 2 times 24 gives me 48. 3 times 1 gives me 3. Then again, you can break out either your long division or you can do short division, whichever one you're comfortable with. What's 48 divided by 3, guys? You got this. What's 48 divided by 3? I promise there's no remainder. What's 48 divided by 3? Good. 16. So that's the one method. That's the one method. All right, let's go do cross. And that's the important word, cross canceling. Let's go work on cross canceling. Let's practice that one. So I've got 2/3 times by 24 over 1. Right. Amishle, talk to me. What is being cross-cancelled here? What's being cross-cancelled?
The 24 and 3.
Well done, because I am cross-cancelling. Well done. Good. Does it make sense now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what goes into 3 and into 24? What goes into both of those?
3.
3, good. So 3
4,
divided by 3 gives you what?
1.
1. So I'm going to cross that out. So I'm going to put a 1 there. And 24 divided by 3 gives you what?
8, ma'am.
8. Well done. So I'm left with 2 over 1 times by 8 over 1. Mishle, what's 2 times 8?
16, ma'am.
And 1 times 1?
1.
1. So do you agree? What's the answer?
16, ma'am.
16. Does it make sense now?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done. Did you have another question?
No, ma'am. Just one.
Okay, good. Good. Well done. Good. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So those are the 2 different ways to do it. Either you can do it the straightforward way. If the straightforward way works for you, do it the straightforward way. There's nothing like it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you like the cross-canceling way, like Bree's saying she likes it now, okay, then do the cross-canceling way. Also, nothing wrong with it. Just remember, okay, it's not just canceling. It's that first word. It's cross-canceling. So it's cross-canceling. Right, I'm going to do one more with you, and then we're going to have a small brain break, which I know you guys love, all right, to get us all back into it, and then we're going to practice. All right, so 1/3 times 13. 1/3 times 13. Let's see what we can do with this. Whew. 1/3 times 13. And you're actually not going to like me very much for this one because you just got cross cancelling. So let's see. 1/3 times 13. I'm putting 13 over 1. Guys, okay, guys, can anything go into 13 and 1? I mean 13 and 3. Can anything go into 13 and 3? Anything? 13 and 3, anything? No, nothing. So we have to do my old school method, hey? And we get 13 over 3. What if I want to make it into a mixed number now? So fancy from grade 6 and grade 7, going back to there. What if I want to do a mixed number? So fancy, mixed number. Right. We tell ourselves we can go do some division here. 13, 3, can't go into 1, no. How many times can 3 go into 13? It goes in 12 times. Oh, what am I saying? My word, I'm losing my mind a little bit. Okay, it goes in 4 times. 3 times by 4 gives me 12. Subtract, whoopsie. It gives me 1, right? What do? I put a comma. I bring that comma down. I put it there. Yeah, okay. Oh, so difficult. Oh, no, that's too much. We're doing fractions, so we don't need the comma. What do we need? We need the remainder, hey? So we've got 4 and 1 remainder. So 4 and 1 over 3. Hey, good. Well done. You got it faster than I did, even with my long division going on there. Well done, guys. Right, and the last one. Ooh, now we don't have a 1 on the top. Now we have 2 over 5 times by 9. 2 over 5 times by 9. 9 over 1. Again, nothing can go into 5 and into 1. So I see Lorena's hand up. Lorena, are you helping me out?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
Talk to me, Lorena. What am I doing? Am I doing the whole cross canceling? Can I cross cancel?
No,
Okay, so what am I doing?
you are using the old school method.
Talk to me about old school. What's my answer going to be?
First, you 2 times 9,
Good,
which equals 18.
good.
Then 5 times 1, which obviously equals to 5.
Good. Break it down into a mixed number for me.
It is 3
Good.
and 3 over 5.
What a rock star. Well done. Nice. Well done. Awesome. Do you think it's time for a brain break?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Right, guys, brain break. Now, I know how much you loved, all right, doing the quizzes last time. So I know how much you loved doing the quizzes last time, and I could see Amar already asked me, ma'am, is it one of the quizzes? So yes, it's one of the quizzes. Okay, so in your chats, all right, I am putting the link, first of all, to the quiz for you. Then, if you want to go and scan the code, let's put the code in here for you as well. So, where's my code? Where's my code? All right, there is the code for you, for those of you who want to scan it. For those who want to get the Menti, who on the Menti Meter site and who need the number, there is the number. All right, and then I have some interesting questions for you tonight. So I have some interesting questions for you tonight, and I'm going to take it to the other screen now for you. Oh, if it lets me. There we go. Okay. So I had to think of these questions super fast because I was trying to think of questions to ask you guys that I hadn't asked you before. But your first question is, where is your teacher from? So where am I from? Where is your teacher from? Okay. Where is your teacher from? Tashepo, don't you like our brain breaks? Sorry. I praat Afrikaans never. Guys, do you want to know a secret? I actually can't speak Afrikaans very well. Okay. All right. If that's a something to help you with. I really don't speak Afrikaans very well. Okay. That's why I really miss, for those of you who were in my class last year, I really miss teacher Hugo a lot. Okay. Ma'am, can we do all our teachers? So next week, how about that? Next week when we do a poll, I'll do a poll for all the different teachers, okay? Including teacher Sam that taught you last week, all right? Ma'am, make a bot. I wish I could make a bot. All right. Okay. Lejo, of course you can. Go, quickly.
Thanks, ma'am.
No problem. All right, are we ready for the next one? Oh, Tashepo, I know. I know. Okay. Oh, Christian, I wish I was from the Eastern Cape. I wish. It's so beautiful. I wish. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at the next one. The next one. So the next one I've got for you guys. How's grade 8 going? Okay, one word. One word. Again, remembering polite words. Oh, it doesn't have to, but like nice words, in other words. In other words, no PG words, please. How is grade 8 going, guys? How is grade 8 going in one word? If you can sum it up. How is grade 8? So much work. Great, fun, amazing. Oh, sad face. Oh, sorry. Tiring, so much work. Good, bad. Oh, I'm so sorry for the person that said it's bad. I love grade 8, so that's why I'm really sad for you. Good. Unbalanced. Okay, yeah, I can be unbalanced sometimes, especially for those teachers who think their subjects are the most important. I know that. When we all know that just maths and EMS are the most important subjects, like I told you guys before, because those are my subjects. So tiring, pain. Good, tiring, consuming, too much work, overwhelming. Oh my word. Great. Guys, do you know what's really interesting? You've all picked different words because no, except for like good is coming up big, and fun is coming up big. That's cool. Oh, guys, I'm so glad. Okay. Great, but too much work. Immediately, I know grade 8 can be like that. Awesome, guys. I hope you've enjoyed your brain break. So, it's pain and chaos. Okay, so I want to give you some questions. Now that we've had a little brain break, we've had a little chance to have a little bit of fun. 50 of you have responded, even though there aren't 50 people in class, but that's interesting. Okay. I see Umar has asked you guys such an important question, and promise we're going to talk a lot about pure maths versus maths literacy a little bit later in the year. Promise, Umar, we're going to have a whole discussion about that. But what I want to do now that you've had a little bit of a time to have a brain break is I want to give you guys those 4 questions to practice. Okay, I'm going to give you those 4 to try by yourself. And then what I want to do is I want to leave a little bit of time at the end of the lesson to see if anybody has any questions from homework this week or class, or maybe there's something that you want to ask me that you're not sure of from what your teacher has explained in class. So I'm going to give you these 4 questions. I'm going to give you the answers for these 4. And then, like I said, I'm going to leave some time at the end for you guys to be able to ask me some questions from class. So give those a try. I'm going to give you literally maybe another 3 minutes to do those. Okay, and then we're going to do the answers. And then I'm going to give you guys some time to ask me some questions because there's so few of us, we have that time. So that's great. Okay, another but minute and a half. Oh dear, sorry guys. Where did our slide go? I'll show. Oh, there we go. Okay, where are the YouTube videos? I'm going to go get the YouTube videos for you right now, Bree. I'm going to send a link to you on the chat for you guys while you're busy. Okay, so let me go get the YouTube videos for you right now. And I'm even going to take you straight to our playlists. Okay, so, oh, there was me talking. You could even hear me talking there. All right, guys, there is the link to our grade 8 playlist. Okay, as promised, I'm going to give you guys the answers, all right? And so that we can leave some time for you to ask me some questions about homework. Okay, so let's have a look, everybody. Let's go through the answers. So for 4.5, your answer is going to be 7 and 1 over 4. Okay, 7 and 1 over 4. All right. For 4.2, oh, so sorry, it's not for 4.2. For our 4.6, your answer is going to be, I get, whoopsie, 12 and, what do I get? 12 and 4 over 8. Is everyone happy with my answer? 12 and 4 over 8. I did it really quickly. Is that right? Check me. Check me, check me. Awesome. Thank you, Lorna. All right. For 4.7, I get, let's see what my answer is. I get 11 and, oh dear, what do I get? 11 and, oh my goodness. My maths brain is not braining today. 7, 3, 7 is 35 over 3. What do I get, guys? Okay, hold on. Let's see. 5, nothing equals times. I get and 2 over 3. And finally, for my last one, I get the answer of 14. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. If anyone has questions about the ones that are on the board, all right, I am happy to go through them with you, okay? Happy to go through them with you. Or if you have any questions about your homework, or there's something you want to ask, you had a question on a test and you're not sure on how to answer it, again, happy to go through it with you, okay? Happy to go through it with you, all right? All you need to do, put your hand up and ask. Okay, so go ahead, guys. We have 2 minutes left. Let's go. Question time, open. Let's go. Okay, so I have someone's name here. It says iPad, but I know for a fact that's not your name. So iPad.
Hello,
Hi, I know your name's not iPad. What is your name?
Zach.
Hi, Zach. Zach, what question do you want me to go through with you?
Actually, kind of all of them. I just want to understand how you got the answer.
No problem, Zach. Zach,
Yeah.
can we maybe choose 2 to go through? And then if maybe somebody else also asks, then cool. So choose 2 for me. Which 2 do you want to go through? Pick 2.
The first one and the last one.
The first one and the last one. I like it, Zach. So we've got 1/4 times 29. Are you ready? Zach,
Yes.
you're going to do them with me. Are you ready? So 1/4 times, Zach, what is it 29? Or can I write 29 in a different way?
I don't know.
Okay, so Zach, do you agree? Stay with me. It's okay not to know. Can I write it as 29 over 1?
Yeah.
Okay, you happy with that, hey? And now,
Yes.
Zach, are you happy that nothing can go into 4 and 29? Like, you can't put anything into 29 that goes into 4, hey? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Umar, you are welcome to leave if you don't have any questions. Bye, Umar. See you on Thursday. Okay, so instead, what am I going to say, Zach? I'm going to say 1 times 29 gives me 29 over 4 times 1 gives me 4. Hey, happy with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Now we're going to say, all right, how many times does 4 go into 29? So how many times can I put 4 into 29? Well, 4 can't go into 29. Can 4 go into 28, Zach?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how many times?
7.
7, well done. And I'm left with 1 over 4. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool.
I think, can I just say, I think at number, at the first one, because I did the 29 over 4, but then I went and tried to, like, divide it.
Ah, okay. Does it make more sense now?
Yes, ma'am.
Well
Wait,
done. Okay.
can you quickly, go back so I can make a note of it. I
Of
just
course I can. Of course. I'm going to do that on the same page as I do 5 over 7 times 56. Okay, so here we go. So 5 over 7 times 56 over 1. Hey, Zach?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so like, remember what I said earlier? You don't have to do it the fancy way if you don't want to do it the fancy way. But let's go do it the fancy way anyway. So 7 goes into 7 once, hey? How many times does 7 go into 56, Zach? Now, this is where your timetables need to come in.
I
How many
think it's
times?
8.
Well done. 8. 5 times by 8? What's 5 times 8?
40.
40. Well done. And 1 times 1?
1.
1. So what's the answer going to be?
40.
40. That's it. Cool. Right. I'm leaving this on the screen so you can take a note, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Right. Let's go, Mateo. Hi, Mateo.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Finding you.
I'm good. So, ma'am, actually, I have a question on what doing law of exponents.
Okay.
So,
So quickly
ma'am,
already. Sure. Okay, cool.
yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, it's actually a lot.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I don't really know how to write it in for you, but it's basically 2xy, and then it's 5 on top of the y,
Yeah.
and then times minus 4x in brackets with 2 on top of the bracket.
Okay, hold on. My page went funny. So times by minus 4. Yeah.
Miss ma'am, x
Yeah.
in brackets and then 2 on top of it, ma'am.
Like that.
Yes, ma'am. And then y,
Yeah.
and then over 8x2 and y3. Ma'am,
My
like
God.
the whole thing. Wait, ma'am, like the whole thing is actually on top of 8x2.
Like
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's not a hard one. Not hard. What is it?
Challenging.
It's challenging. Thank you. Now, Mateo, remember when we were doing integers? What did I tell you? Sign and then number. Hey, remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Remember I told you that. I'm going to make this
Yes.
one step up for you because you're doing exponents, okay? I'm going to take this one step up for you. You ready?
Yes,
I'm going
ma'am.
to tell you for exponents, and when everybody else gets to this class, so if all those people that have stayed in class now, they're getting a forthcoming attraction. Okay, when I teach exponents, I say to my students, okay, when you're doing exponents, it's not just sign and number. You must do sign, number, letter,
Sign, number,
letter.
letter.
Okay. Right, you ready
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
First, we're going to do the signs. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to do the signs, and we're going to focus on doing the top and then the bottom. So first we're looking at the top. So first the signs. I've got a positive times a negative. What's a positive times a negative, Mateo?
A negative, ma'am.
A negative. Good. So signs are done. Let's do the numbers. What's 2 times 4?
8, ma'am.
8. Good. Ooh, my pen is not penning. You guys were saying Tuesday is not Tuesday. My pen is not penning. Okay, that's the numbers done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we get on to the letters. Okay, so I've got, all right, I've got an X. Here's my X, and here's my X. Like that, hey?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Oh, gosh, I made a cardinal mistake. I made a mistake. Wait, I didn't use BODMAS. You and I both got
yes,
BODMAS.
ma'am. Oh,
Okay, let's go.
I
BODMAS
think
first.
okay, ma'am.
2x by 5 times by BODMAS. Negative squared gives me
A positive.
positive, hey?
So
4 squared gives
yes,
me
ma'am.
16,
16.
eh? And x squared gives me x
Yo,
squared.
ma'am. Wait.
Yo,
Oh, sorry.
it's a big one.
Ooh,
Very big
yes,
one. Your
ma'am.
teacher.
Ma'am, it's hard.
Testing everything. It's not hard.
Ma'am,
It's challenging. Right.
challenging.
We're happy. Okay, let's go.
Okay,
Sign, number, letter. Positive times a positive gives me a?
positive, ma'am.
Right. 2 times 16 gives me?
32.
32. Good. Sign's done. Let's go letters. Right. I see that I've got X. I see that I've got X. What's hiding on this x, Mateo? What's hiding here? Just like in fractions, isn't there a 1 hiding
Oh, a
there?
1.
What's hiding here on this
1.
y?
Ma'am, a 1.
A 1, right. So let's do my
Yes,
x's
ma'am.
first. I'm putting my x's where they are. When I multiply when I multiply bases, okay, when I multiply and they've got the
Subtract.
same base, what do I do to the exponents?
Ma'am, you subtract them? Oh,
Or if I'm multiplying,
them.
careful, I add. 1 plus 2 gives me,
3.
right, let's do my y's. Let's do my y's. Right, my y's. I'm keeping my base. I'm multiplying. 5 plus 1 gives me
6.
6. Right, let's move to the bottom. 8x squared y to the 3. Sign, number, letter. Positive divided by
Right.
positive gives you a
Positive.
positive. Numbers. 32 divided by 8. What goes into 32 and 8?
Ma'am, 2.
2, good. Can anything else? Oh, let's do
Oh,
2 first.
4.
Okay.
4.
4, good. 4 can also go in. 4 goes in twice. And 4 goes in, how many times does 4 go into 32?
Ma'am,
4 times, eh?
4
4
times. 4 times.
Can it go smaller?
Yes,
4 goes
ma'am.
into
We can
32.
divide by 2 again.
Good, nice.
Oh, we can divide by 8. Okay.
Good.
1.
So I've got 2 on the top, hey? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now I look at my x's. When I'm dividing my exponents, what do? I keep the base and I?
Subtract them.
Good. So x to the 3, x to the 2. Where the x is bigger, that's what you need to ask yourself. Where the x is bigger, top or the bottom?
Top.
Top. So I keep my base. 3
see.
minus 2 gives me?
1, ma'am.
Look at my y's. Where my y's bigger, top or the bottom?
Top.
Top. Keep my base. 6 minus 3 gives me?
3.
3. Finished.
Wow.
Sign,
Oh, ma'am. You made
number,
it seem so
letter.
simple.
Okay,
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
the rules. Sign, number, letter. Sign,
Letter.
number, letter. Sign, number, letter.